Yeah, boy, we back in this thing. Early morning type action. I know y'all missed me last night. Man, look, life was lifing. Life was lifing for you, boy. But I'm back. I got an early morning topic. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good one. We'll see. It's something good for the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the morning. But welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, the great. Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all spending y'all, mid-afternoon or whatever. Take time off, get off your feet and smoke with your boys. So go, take your shoes off, kick your feet up. You know what I'm saying? Unbuckle that top buckle. You know what I'm saying? Let your gut hang out. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Oh, everybody talk about Shadeur, man. Everybody talk about Shadeur. It's unique for me. It's unique for me because unlike everybody else who running their mouth, I am an actual Cleveland Brown fan, so you know I feel some type of way. Which way do I feel? Hey, we gonna go through it. But like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? YouTube like it. I don't need to be telling y'all that because y'all been rocking with me, but YouTube like it, so I gotta go and give them their little whatever. Keep them off our back so we can chill in peace. You know what I'm saying? So please go ahead and do that for me. We got Coach JB, and it was like the Coach JB show. Let me see what it is real quick. The Coach JB with Big Smitty show. First time checking it out, but it came across my feed, and I found it. I waited for the Shadeur thing for two reasons. First and foremost, people had their feelings way too far into this thing. At the end of the day, we're talking about football. We talking about football. And we're talking about a man that most of us ain't gonna ever meet. Probably on a team that you don't even like. And then secondly, people, because of the feelings, were not willing to just look at what's in front of them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at what's in front of us. We're going to call a spade, say what need to be said, and I'm going to give my ultimate, viewpoint. Again, it's one thing for everybody else to talk about it. I'm an actual fan. I've been a fan since they came back, 99. I used to do extra credit work in school because my honors math teacher got me hooked on these motherfuckers. Now I'm stuck. But let me go and get the ears. And yes, I'm smoking. Hold on. I got the pen right here. But I'm not gonna do that because y'all be on my bumper about that smoking thing. So if you're smoking, light it up. If you're drinking, pour it up. We grown, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to this business. I can say that because by the time this get out to y'all, it'll be noon. So without further ado, let me get y'all to the business. I'm gonna pin this into the description as well, but let's get to it.
Of Steve Kim's main man, Charleston White, as he discussed.
Yeah, no hating. Nah.
As he discusses Shadeur Sanders. Take a listen.
I'm not gonna say the boy ain't a good quarterback, but he ain't no Tom Brady. He ain't no Danny White, no John Marino.
That's what he trained with,
Man,
though.
he ain't none of that. The boy at best
John Marino.
is a second string, third string quarterback, but he is not a starter. And then you don't want this prima donna coming to your team. As a white NFL owner of a team that would like to win, you don't want this prima donna. You want one of them fast running quarterbacks like Michael Vick that's poor.
I'm feeling out, but it ain't gone.
Quarterback. You don't want a rich quarterback driving a Rolls Royce already with big jewelry on his neck, living in big houses, buying his dad houses. This don't want no Super Bowl. He just want to say down, said hush. But if you go get a Pope, boy, Pope go do everything that white coach said do. That coach tell him, come on, boy, let me talk to you. I told you to run this play. That Pope quarterback is go bow down and listen to that white coach and do everything that white coach said. Here you got a with money already.
Smitty, you couldn't. Those two baskets behind them, I would kill you in that game.
This is one of the points I always wanted to make, but nobody wanted to hear it. Think about your own personal life. When you ain't got no money and you get you a job or whatever, you doing whatever you got to do to keep that job and get that bread. Period. Let's talk straight. My question was, as a fan of this team, as a fan of football, period, how do I take in a player, train a player that's supposed to be a rookie? Let's keep that in mind. He's supposed to be a rookie. You come in and you got more money than most of my veterans. Because everybody in the league ain't making big money. That's your upper echelon. We be forgetting sports got middle class motherfuckers too. And their middle class just higher than ours in everyday life people. But they still middle class compared to the upper echelon players, right? This rookie come in, his first day, pull up in the Rolls Royce. He got 200,000 around his neck. You know what I'm saying? He got a camera crew around him. You know what I'm saying? He got might have a couple bat with him. I'm coaching this. I'm going to tell you what the problem was.
And by the way, Bailey, let's get back to Steve. Steve, yeah, I'd kill Smitty. I'm so quick. I get both hands.
Continue.
I could do both. Steve, real quick, the Shadeur Sanders talk continues because a lot of things are coming out. You made a comment yesterday that Matt was honest on his take. Bailey produced, but Bailey came out this morning before the show. What's your take on Matt's take on what he said about Shadeur and everything that Matt came up with?
Matt. Stick your heels in the ground. Do not move. Do not backpedal. You said it, and stick with it. Because everything you said has been backed up. I've even made some phone calls, and I don't think people understand how bad Shadeur Sanders was pre-draft. He had a terrible pre-draft process, by far of any big-name quarterback, I believe, in history of football.
Worst interviewer in the history of the sport. Now, everybody think, he just trying to keep a black man down. Y'all know it was a black man that went first overall in the draft, right? You know they play the same position, right? I'm just saying, let's be factual. A black man went first at the exact same position in the exact same draft. Okay, I just want to make sure we letting that sink in.
Let's take a listen to the clip. Real quick, Steve, before you go, this is the clip Steve's referring to on Matt and Bailey's show yesterday.
He's going to go win the job in Cleveland, and I think he's going to play there for a long time and be a really good player. I'm simply saying right now, if I'm him, I'm taking this opportunity to make football first. Because what I heard about him in the meetings, and this is coming from inside NFL people too, like front office types, keep in mind that I, kind of know a lot of people. So I started making some phone calls and questioning, like, okay, is this just anonymous hate, or were his meetings really that bad? And what I heard was his whiteboard work. Like he struggled lining up the offense correctly in anything but spread sets, and he couldn't identify defenses, and he doesn't know pass protections, and he's just like he's playing checkers instead of chess. If you don't ever put your quarterback in professional situations, under center, moving the pocket and sprint and bootleg, multiple tight ends on the field, running zone and scissor concepts, fullback on the field. Again, professional stack concepts, lots of motion patterns, the ability to drain the clock, the ability to run the ball, changing the play line of scrimmage. understanding that he's responsible for the pass protection, not the offensive line. The offensive line will do what you tell it to do. Their job is to protect you. Your job is to protect you.
Facts.
Walking in and being able to line up 11 3x1 tight end ISO left, close bunch right, nasty, under Sam stack, strong safety, force cover, one fence man. Where's the squeeze gap? How do we run gator? How do we run?
Woo! The list of can't do's. Oh my God. This is hurting me. This has hurt me as a Browns fan. I just want to be clear. Because I believe, like, I'm not even going to, I want to finish this video real quick.
On Sally. This all needs to happen.
We're going to go about another minute, maybe.
On pre-snap. You know what I'm saying? And getting up there and just busting it out, telling everybody what it is. And the coaches are like, holy shit, this kid's brain. Instead of what I read and heard, that he's sitting there in meetings with his hat cocked and his fucking headphones on that are still playing while he's talking to the coaches, and he's all nonchalant talking about, well, if you don't like me, don't draft me. And the men in those rooms went, okay, we'll call your bluff.
Look, let's get down to brass tacks here. Down to brass tacks. And to do this, hold on, let me do this. I don't even need these no more. I don't need them no more. We're about to have a uncomfortable conversation. Let me get this. Come closer to me. I want to talk to y'all. Oh, man. We're going to switch to the pen. Y'all don't mind. It makes it easier to talk to y'all. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? We 13, 14 minutes in. Appreciate y'all. But us, come on, huddle around black people. White people, y'all can sit around too, but specifically the black people, we got to have a talk. It's uncomfortable. Anybody need a lighter? Yeah, get your lighter. So, you know, this is not a sober conversation. We have got to stop pacifying what we see to be potentially great. And I get it. I get it. We watch others knock or kick the back end of or just there's so many of our greats that by default we are overprotective of what could be great. And I do believe Shadeur, if he properly focuses, can be all world great, especially in the offense that we run in Cleveland. I'll be a Cleveland fan at the end of the video. So if you don't like that part, you know what I'm saying? I'm making sure I put it at the end. Why did I say what I just said? We're not willing to be honest and critical when it's time to be critical of our could be greats. I want to call them could be greats. They're on that path. You know what I'm saying? The first problem is actually the biggest problem, and it's his father. This part is uncomfortable for me because I don't believe no man should critique another man as a father. So in exchange of that, I'm going to look at it strictly as a coach. Because I could critique the coach. I can't critique the father. I just don't feel right. As a coach, he failed him because I don't think he ever really challenged him. As a coach, I need you ready for adversity because games, we're not about to blow out everybody in every game. I need to know how you react when our back's against the wall. How is it possible as a coach, because he coached his son through high school and college at two different locations. How is it possible that your son never had a quarterback battle ever? How the hell he know how to compete? You never gave him a quarterback battle once? You never thought as the coach it will be a good message to send to not only him but all of your players. Nothing will be given to you. Everything will be earned. No. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Then let's just fast forward to the draft process. You can't throw a rock without hitting a coach that's doing everything he can to get whatever players he got that's gonna be draft eligible and in the draft prepared. Because it helps recruiting when you can say, I had this player go first round, this player go second, this one went first over. The higher you get players drafted, the better it looks on you as a coach. So even if you were selfish as a coach, we were moving the sun part. If you were selfish as a coach, you trying to make sure he, in every way, shape, and form, puts his best foot forward. So how are we not doing no Senior Bowl, East-West Shrine Bowl, no combine? You called the thing a showcase. That's arrogant. All the extra pomp and circumstance of think about it, this team didn't really do nothing, but we had hella celebrities pulling up. The Rock and Snoop Dogg and all these. If every day's a party, again, we talking as a coach. If every day's a party, when are we serious? When are we serious? These are traits you're instilling as a coach. I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are we? The good part is, because everybody talking like the boy just got dropped out of the sky or something, and he's already doomed. And the good part is, your career just starting. But before I get to what's good for him, let me tell you why people are wrong in their outrage and where they should put that outrage. Everybody is easily, 5 years too late on this outrage. The outrage should not have been where he went. The outrage should have been where Johnny Manziel went. He was known day one, drinking and partying and doing everything underneath the sun that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Everything that came out about Johnny Manziel, most people on campus at Texas A&M knew about it then. Still win the first round. That's where the outrage should have been. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all, black people. Nobody said a peep. Y'all was fine then. See, had you put your proper outrage where it was supposed to go then, you wouldn't have felt no type of way now. And I think most of the outrage is because most of y'all just got y'all fanboys for Deion, so y'all feel like y'all need to carry this torch or whatever. And hey, if you feel that need, go ahead, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to do it. Let's stop patting what could be great on the proverbial tuchus. It's gonna be some hard times in the NFL. He need to be able to handle them. Personally, I think he can. I think this is the best thing for him. And that's what we should be saying. He got drafted. Now, had he went undrafted, okay, yeah. I see a lot of what y'all, I would have been on something. But he got drafted. He ain't hurting for money. So let's let that go. The boy ain't hurting for money. Because I hear it's cost him like $40 million that he didn't need because he don't know what to do with what he got now. It's the best thing for him. We need to get off our high horse. Start holding these youngers accountable for their actions. Especially in a situation where he reflected the actions of and the behaviors of what's above him, which unfortunately was his father in this instance. There's no two ways around it, man. Call it what it is. Stop playing with it. He gonna be all right. He should have big enough shoulders to take some good coaching. And the crazy part is now he in the NFL. This is his first time having a different coach. That's crazy. I've had more coaches than he has, and I played basketball in high school and middle school and elementary. That's 4 coaches. 2 in high school, 1 in middle school, 1 in elementary. I've had more coaches than he has. That's how you learn how to deal with people. And it's how you see different offenses and learn different tidbits about the game. He's had one singular voice this entire time. So what he do know leads a trail right back to Deion for what he don't know. Because you had him under your coaching for his entire life. It's going to do him some good to be under Stefanski. It's a good offense for him. You ain't got to have no crazy arm. And the cool thing about it, Cleveland is about to get a whole new stadium. They're going to be indoors in 2029. So he go out there and prove what he can do, or he going to be able to act a fool in a brand new indoor stadium. They probably want, I don't think they even going to have the tracks or nothing for natural grass. So it might be artificial turf. So it'll make you a little quicker. It typically makes players quicker. You won't have to worry about the wind or weather conditions or none of that. You got a tight end in David Njoku. And yes, this is the part where I'm fanning out a little bit, but these are also facts. So you can listen if you want to. But you got David Njoku, which is a top tier tight end. They just drafted another tight end in Harold Fanning, who led all players in receiving. He was the top receiver as the tight end. So you got that. Quishon Junkins from Ohio State is your lead running back. They drafted another kid out of Tennessee that was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year or some shit like that. This Jerome Ford still there. He's nice, but he a tiptoe bandit. You don't like. I don't know. You still got Jerry Jeudy. You got Cedric Tillman. He got something to him. He was getting to put it on last year, but once he got injured, that was the wrap on that. But I think it's something there. I think Elijah Moore's still gonna be around. So you got some receiving threats. You got a backfield. They just brought in some veterans to hold down that line. And they built a very mean defensive line. The secondary was already just a step up below elite, a step or two. Question about the safety position a little bit, but corner wise, the Browns are tight. So you're gonna have a defense that's gonna be able to potentially get you the ball in good yardage. So you're not gonna have to go the length of the field. Maybe a couple of times you're gonna have some possessions before the 50 or after the 50 or whatever. So that way you short yardage, you know what I'm saying? You got a 13, 14, 15 play drives, and it's a good place to land. It's a good place to land. At this point, it's really just up to you. It's up to Shadeur to take advantage of the situation and do something with it. Because it ain't nothing stable right now in Cleveland. And if you really go out there, think about this. I'm telling you, this is the part where I get to geek out as a fan. I love it. If you turn out to be good, you turn out to look like a real starter, maybe they take one of them high. Because who really think the Jacksonville Jaguars are about to make the playoffs? I don't. And if they do, it's a quick one and done. Excuse me. So if they potentially have, let's say, 2 top 10 and 2 top 12 picks, and you prove that, you know what I'm saying, you can be the guy. Now they could just, oh my goodness. You know how much talent in this next draft? I'm already started looking. Just potentially if he decides to be the guy, you know? They might be able to go out there and get you know what? Yeah, it's time to get you that elite number 1 receiver, big body receiver. Because I think Shadeur is a player that he won't bring the talent around him up. You need the talent around him to be already up, and they help elevate him. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. 'Cause I think that's what Jalen Hurts is, to be honest. He not elevating nobody. They elevating him. Let's keep it a buck. But it works. Who gives a, you know what, if it works? That way works. So they go, you get the tight end now, he young. At 20 years old, a year or two of development, he gonna be I'm pretty sure they about to extend David Njoku, give them another 2 years, so that way you're going to have a couple of years with them together. And then when it's time for David Njoku to go, Harold Fanning is the man. You put a guy behind Harold Fanning. It's not hard to see the plan. They going to keep building that line. It's a copycat league, and they about to follow the champs. I don't even really see them really drafted too much receiver talent. I think Andrew Berry decided in his life, I'd rather trade for one. Why draft a skill position and hope he develop when I could just trade for a guy that's already developed and ready and just paid? And I think that's how they're going to always handle the receiver position. If they get lucky that somebody develop and pop, then they'll take it. They seem to know how to draft and develop a tight end. So that works. Running back, that works. Lineman, for the most part, they do cool linemen. Not so much defensive tackle, so which is why I'm glad that they took a defensive tackle high. If you can't develop a defensive tackle, you draft one that is kind of already there. Really kind of already there. So they building something as a fan. At best, this team is going to have like 7 wins. At worst, I see 5. But that's cool because I'm telling you, they I think the Cleveland Brown plan, and we'll end on this. And if you're not a Cleveland Brown fan, but you stuck around for the rest of this video just to see what I'm saying about this kid, I appreciate you. Hit that like, that comments, and all that other good stuff. Hold your boy down. Here's the ultimate plan, I'm telling you, in Cleveland. That stadium about to pop in 29. They want the team ready in 28. Just for y'all who wonder what's going on with Shadeur, he on a team where he on a rapid time frame because he got to show them this year that the limit's worth the squeeze. If he do that, he needs to be able to be a player that's playoff ready by 2028. That's their time frame. They want playoffs and chasing chips. At least the playoff run or appearance in 28. Because they going in that new stadium in 29. I know that front office is going to make a splash or two in 29 because it's going to be building up a beginning of a new era. I wouldn't be surprised if new jerseys come out in the whole 9. They building a whole mega complex. Y'all think they bad. They go crazy about the Browns now. They building a whole mega complex. You want a place where you can do this with the Rolly and shot? You about to build a whole paradise. All you got to do is win him over this year, buddy. He do that, man. Look, he good. Stop crying for that boy. He'll be all right. But that's my 2 cents, man. Everybody need to get their panties out their butt and chill out. That man gonna be all right. He's got to decide it and accept, I'm not under my daddy no more. I gotta be my own man. Unfortunately, sometimes we forget that sometimes as a man, we gotta listen. So go to work. Listen. Simple. But I appreciate y'all putting up smoke with your boy this afternoon. I'll get at y'all later today. But I'm Oops Great. This was Kush Equilibrium. I'll get at y'all, man.